So I guess we're streaming now?
And
we're about to go live. So
do it live!
So pull it up, make sure it's broadcasting. We have it on the standby screen.
We got so much shit going on, dude. It's a technological disaster. So YouTube.
It's on the standby screen, man.
We'll go to Gorilla. Are we on Ustream too? Listen.
For some reason, I'm not able to log in. I'm working on that.
Oh shit!
Jerry's all enhancing.
Enhance. Just fucking do it. GorillaAirsoftTV. Where's Jesse?
What?
Where's this supposed to come up? Is it
I don't
comp? GorillaAirsoftTV comp? No, it's 1 year ago.
Maybe.
That's competition. This is videos. Where do I go to live stream and do I have to go to the website?
No, it should be on
How do we do it
Gorilla.
last time?
It should be on YouTube. I don't know how you do it though.
Wow.
I know how to broadcast it, but I figured out how to broadcast it and have unlimited data to broadcast our stream. So if your portion's to figure out how to retrieve it on YouTube, then
I don't fucking care either way. It's not like I'm getting paid.
shut up, man. I'm not getting paid either.
He's like, you mean I have to look for it and figure out how to fucking... I don't want to do it.
Don't give a fuck. Well,
Jesse is not going to get visited by Santa Claus this year. Because he
Hello.
is a cock gobbler. Guess who I got 3 fucking emails from today? Want to take a guess? And one of them was, enjoy jury duty.
Streaming live 1 minute ago.
How did you get to it, Ben? Share with the class.
My GorillaAirsoftTV live.
What did you type in to get to that, Ben?
It's just on my recent searches.
So if you were to click on that, what would it say in words?
GorillaAirsoftTV.
That's it.
And then go to live.
Channels?
Stream.
Or all? GorillaAirsoftTV.
And you should find the live stream.
There's nothing that says live stream. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there it is. Live stream. Fuck you. You can't use my technology during the show with you.
that's cool. I am okay with it. Just gonna put some BBs in this and unload on your wiener.
What the hell is that?
Actually, I think it's got some BBs left in it.
Nope.
Yeah, and you're sitting there pointing at my face.
This thing's got a spring in it, dude. Probably shoots at like 175.
Is that what they're calling springers?
No, that's a semi-auto.
Mm.
The boys used to have those running around the house shooting each other. I'm like, fuck. It's dangerous. It's way behind.
Beep, 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 beep. There's one BB left.
One right spray and hits me in the fucking face.
Alright.
I have no eye pro!
Should be streaming on.
There's no BBs in this fucking thing.
I don't care!
If you couldn't tell by the past 20 times I've shot this thing,
Yeah, just like how I thought there was no BBs in my BB gun when I shot myself in the fucking face.
it wouldn't hurt you anyways. You have retard strength.
Not in the eyeballs!
Yeah, you do.
Let's find out.
Hell no!
He has glass contacts. It'd basically be like armor.
Alright, so
My contacts are ballistics grade.
Contacts, your ballistics. Something.
Push your stool in.
What do you say? Shit pushed in?
Push your stool in.
You're gross.
Thank you.
You're disgusting.
I guess Ross is back based on the sound. Oh, fuck.
What the fuck is going on?
I just lost 2 weeks worth of boner.
I don't even want.
Right as he sits down to show him the nipple.
Dude, did Ben come over your house a lot when Ross was over?
No.
Oh, let's bump tummies and touch wieners. Ben's all, hand me my Vaseline. Tullamore Dew? What the fuck is Tullamore? Oh, Irish whiskey.
Ah, I'm having to watch Ben do it again on the fucking live show. Ah, so fucking gross. God
Disgusting,
damn it.
man.
Oh, we have St. Patty's Day hats, of course.
Oh.
What?
I know. Dude, I didn't have anything fucking green on all day except for my goddamn socks.
Do we have fucking shillelaghs?
I got a shillelagh.
Shillelagh!
Wanna see my shillelagh?
Boy,
This isn't a foul
boy, that's a
mood.
hot. This is.
Hey, look, I'm in. Hey, stop shooting that empty gun at me. I don't got no opera on,
Stop
man.
shooting that FN gun. Get it? I said FN.
If only he was that smart, I'd laugh. That's so funny. I forgot to laugh.
I was laughing about Ben not being able to count till tomorrow.
He's I'll be there in S minutes.
Or how many minutes is S? Yeah.
They really said that.
So a listener brought, since they know you like the Maui Brewing Company,
Oh,
a
tight.
listener brought this for us.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And this too.
Must
Dude,
have been a
big
big fat
smell is
listener.
good.
I'm drinking that one. So it's in the fridge if we need more.
Yeah, it is.
Shut up, Ross. There's a guy named Dick on our show?
Shillelagh!
Jerry's phone, dude. Man, they're regular size
You
hats.
looking
We
for
just
your
have really
hat?
big heads. It's like a condom.
Oh shit.
Well, then he's gonna give us
isn't
the
it
Sharon
still
Stone.
Scotland?
He's gonna give
It's
us
Ireland
Um,
Day today.
No, actually, it originated from Ireland.
Shut up, man. You don't know shit, Ben.
Yes, I do.
Ben's like, I know islands in the Pacific
The
Ocean.
Celtics originated from Ireland.
Ben's all, I know everything about white people.
The Celtics are black and they're in Boston. Hello.
Those are the
Oh, that's the Celtics.
Celtics.
Why are they the Celtics?
No.
Hey, motherfucker, where did the Celts come from? They came from Scandinavia when they were invaded by Vikings. So fuck you. Your ginger skin.
Oh, he's got a Marpat. Is that a kilt?
One pack kills.
Oh. Must be the one you wear to the gay Scottish Pride Parade.
Let me guess, showed you pictures.
I'm pretty sure when he wears that.
Of
he
you
gets all
wearing your
of
gay
the
Scottish
women
pride.
Moist.
No, wait. Ben's Indian. No, Ben's Italian.
Italian, Irish, Indian.
You're so full of shit. You're not any of those things.
Yes, I am.
I bet you're not. I'm gonna make you do a DNA test. And you're gonna have to suck one dick for every race that you're off.
Ben's all, you're on, man, because I
You're
suck
on.
dick
Oh,
already.
and obviously German because of Houchen.
Name don't mean shit! Houchen's not German. I don't even know what
I haven't
Germania
looked
is,
it up.
man.
Unfortunately, not enough of my background is Indian to get free school.
So
As if you were gonna go to fucking school, even if
I
it
would
were
have
free.
stayed in school.
I would have stayed in 4th grade, but
Okay,
instead it wasn't
we're about ready to
free.
get started. Quick mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3.
We
Check.
appear to be just fine.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm gonna go back and listen, make sure Ross came through.
Check it out.
Good.
This rubber band hurts on top of my head.
Hey, let's have Ben sing honky tonk about chi-chis.
A honky tonk, a donkey donk.
Apparently my mic's working just fine.
Perfect rhythm.
There's how you do it.
Yeah, I can hear Ross.
Oh.
Yep.
It sounds like he's speaking directly into a microphone dildo.
You smell like an old lady.
I'm gonna turn
Like
him
you
up
have
just
dick in-
a,
you
just
sound like you have a
tiny
cock
bit.
in your mouth.
Ross is all, I'm on the podcast. Oh,
Oh, shit! Look at that. He deep throated that motherfucker.
Oh, I thought he was actually drinking it.
he was just sucking the
Disappointment.
ball.
Disappointment.
It was just a dry suck.
Well, hello and thank. Oh, he fucked
Oh,
me up at the beginning. I was
Ross.
trying to get started.
Stuck
I
his
was trying to get
cock
started all
right up Jerry's
secretly.
ass on that one. Yeah, I can do that too, Ross.
Well, hello, and thank you for listening to episode number 135 of the Gorilla Airsoft Radio Podcast. This is not a bonus cast. We were going to do a bonus cast last week, and it did not work out.
Because Ross couldn't make it to Bakersfield from LA.
Neither could Joe.
Yeah.
Oddly enough,
neither
Ross
could
was
Ben.
staying with me in Los Angeles last
Be like,
week.
we're gonna have a bonus
How did that
cast
work?
with Jerry and Jesse. Yeah.
A big what?
Right, that's what he kept saying. That's what he said every night.
He didn't know if he could be in the same room as you, Jerry.
He's like, I couldn't walk the next day because Joe was so much bigger than I expected.
I think Ross trying to squeeze his little Skype signal in is going to be difficult tonight in between everybody else.
Ross, just put up like 2 fingers like a little kid that has to go poop when you want to talk. Just 2.
Oh, so I guess I should go ahead and say what tonight's hosts are. Let's see, as usual, we have Jesse,
Hello.
Joe,
Howdy.
Ben,
So,
Ross Court Gardner from JTAC. Hello. On Skype. And myself, Beast. Voicemail number if you'd like to get a hold of the show, 661-846-2222. Facebook / Gorilla Airsoft Radio. Email GorillaAirsoftRadio@gmail.com. Instagram, Gorilla.airsoft. So, as usual, every show we will have our drink of the evening. In station news, we will have email and yet another update on our Shot Show Tag for Sway contest and email update. In the news, we have, also in station news, we have snacks. We have snacks from
Faithful listener Christopher
Lee, and these are shipped
from the UK.
where? From the UK.
They're shipped from Houston, Texas.
They're shipped from
Brought-
Houston, Texas.
Brought from the UK to
Cadbury.
Houston, Texas. Better get one of those before Jesse hatches that motherfucker.
So we are recording on St. Patrick's Day, but it looks like most of the
Egg, motherfucker.
snacks are Easter-based snacks.
So it's a good
Oh.
thing I didn't bring them last week.
I got Mr. Porky's pork crackles.
Okay,
Yeah,
so there's some good shit in here,
I
right?
gotta grab those.
Rhubarb and custard.
Oh, I got bacon crispies.
Bacon crispy.
We have foam bananas. I'll
Oh.
give you a foam banana.
Those popcorn?
Right? These
Sorry,
are
Ross. Unfortunately, the snacks do not translate via Skype.
prawn cocktail shells. And
fizzy flying saucers.
Curly Whirly 5-pack by Cadbury.
It's mostly sugary type.
Also
stuff.
Cadbury eggs.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, prawn cocktail
Yeah,
shells. That
shrimp
looks
flavored
like it might be
food.
interesting.
Fucking awesome. So,
All right.
It's a little bit late, but it's here.
I'm gonna go into a diabetic coma.
Let's see. In the news, we will cover SB 792, pulled from the Maryland Senate. Airsoft safety at schools. Cybergun introduces a new gun. Elite Force wants your opinion about a new revolver. Wolverine Airsoft introduces a couple of new items. And our main topic for the evening is our AAR of Operation New Horizon. So we will start with our drink of the
You have beer?
evening.
You're fine.
No, okay.
And I will get started. And we actually had a beer delivery from local listener Chris P. Was also one of our
Crispy bacon?
one of our contest winners. And of course, when he thought we were doing the bonus cast last Thursday, he came by and dropped us off some supplies. But we are taking
Chris
advantage of the situation.
Pruitt. Don't know him. But I like him.
He brought by for me this is a locally brewed Kern River Brewing, named after a local mountain bike trail. This India Pale Ale has a large malt character and large hop profile. We dry hop this beer with Simcoe and Amarillo hops to give it a great floral aroma and citrus finish. If you like India Pale Ale, you'll love this one. Just outstanding.
What's the name of the bicycle? What's the name of the mountain bike trail?
It's called Just Outstanding. I don't even ride mountain bikes, and I know that there is a mountain bike trail locally called Just
I
Outstanding.
did not know that.
Those are good.
Gene would know.
I bought a frame about 3 years ago in order to build a new mountain bike, and it's still just a frame.
Just a frame. Just outstanding frame.
Just outstanding.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You got it.
Oh my god, dude, that was fast.
Cream
yeah.
egg.
Yeah.
It's already all over.
It looks like Jesse's eating a Cadbury egg there.
It looks like he's sucking a dick is what it looks like.
All right.
Oh.
So Ross, what's your drink of the evening?
Oh.
Drink a
Whoa.
That sounds fucking
And
terrible.
an Irish reduction.
Reduction. So, in the spirit of St. Patty's Day, as I was reminded, because I forgot beer several times today, Guinness Stout.
There you go.
Shut up, Ross!
You're done for the moment.
Oh, I finally got a good pop. Ross talked over it. Oh, it tastes like the fucking.
Every time Joe gets a good pop, there's some dude talking about it.
Right? Exactly. Like, oh!
So well, Joe.
These Mr. Porky pork crackles
They're good, huh?
are excellent. These are some
Can I have one?
those are some of the best pork crackles I've ever had.
Oh, God, let's smell it. No, I'm good.
Joe's all, that doesn't eat my healthy lifestyle.
No, they smell like fish. I don't think
Maybe
pork should
some-
smell like fish.
Some ramen tapatio.
So you're gonna get your drink of the evening on, Ben, or what?
Yes.
Are you?
Didn't get any
Jesse's
Irish beer, but
fucking
I did
crabbing
get my
tonight, by the way.
805 Firestone.
Oh, nice.
Semi good pop.
Yeah? You're a C student.
Jesse, what do you have tonight for the drink?
Well, I haven't had one of these in a long time. They're not great. The Cadbury egg. Oh. Ooh, wow.
Got big for
Ooh.
Oh, by the way, while Jesse gets a drink, we are live streaming the shows now, both on Ustream, which appears on Facebook, and then also on YouTube. You can go to our YouTube channel, GorillaAirsoftTV, and it should be there somewhere.
So, my wife was looking out for me, and she found a new Cider Boys drink that I don't
Here
have.
for
I've never
chlamydia.
tried. It's Cranberry Road. It's apple cranberry hard cider.
Wow.
Oh yes. I mean, strawberry apple's fucking bomb. So.
Wow! Holy crap!
I have
Looks like
Cadbury
you
egg
almost had an accident there.
stuck to the roof of my mouth.
Holy good God, this is fucking great.
So,
The only thing that sucks is I only have 4 of them.
Oh no.
So Ross and I had a weird domestic situation last week or two. He was staying at my house, and that was planned for months ago. But then I had to go out of town for work. But he just happened to need to do work in that town, so he stayed in my hotel while I was at training. So we stopped at LA Police Gear, which he turned me on. So I'm wearing LA Police Gear pants. Look at these fucking badass pants that Ross turned me on to. LA Police Gear in Valencia. How much do you think those cost? Rooftop?
Probably about $20.
20 fucking bucks. That's
Wow.
right.
Damn.
So good price, but Jesse, Jesse's a cop. I got him a Asp carabiner,
Damn!
Beast a Ben carabiner,
Oh.
and I got Ben an Asp carabiner. But wait, I was thinking about my boys.
So you're not presents?
I'm giving out presents because I always think about you guys, even when I'm on a budget.
He's
So I
gonna
got
be like,
these. So I thought they'd be fun. You could put Velcro on them and put them on your helmet for when you get hit. It's a little
Oh,
sticky
look at that.
LED. It's a red flashy light. So I get
oh, it's somebody's gonna be like,
Red flashy
Big
light.
flashy light.
somebody's gonna be like,
I knew Ben would like it.
"Damn,
That's
Daniel."
one. I was like, Ben is shiny and it flashes.
So let's take just a step back. Why is obviously Ross could come in and be involved in the show anytime. For those of regular listeners, Ross was featured on our bonus cast number
Thanks, Joe.
1. But Ross made like the ultimate airsoft trip last week. Came out to California to. Ross, tell us, why don't you cover your trip for a few minutes? Why? Obviously, you're here representing JTAC. He came out to play a game with us. Came out to visit some local airsoft stores and manufacturers.
Played at New Horizon with us.
Played a New Horizon
Yeah,
with
yeah.
us, which we'll be talking about in a minute. But
In a Bennett.
Bennett.
We're talking about Ben's son in a Bennett.
Yeah.
but go ahead and tell us a little bit about your trip and why you came out to California.
Oh, God.
He's supposed to open this?
It's like a wafer.
Those were weird.
We have one.
Dude, you gotta try this. It's just weird.
Are they bad?
They're okay.
All right.
Are you supposed to eat it?
Yeah.
Is it a diaphragm?
So Ross, you said you're originally from the Pacific Northwest, but let our listeners know you're based out of Colorado right now, correct?
You're not supposed to eat that.
What the hell? What's
It's
that?
like a wafer, and it's got this sweet sour stuff inside.
No,
it.
probably
That sounds
so.
terrible. I don't want one.
Try it.
It's
Do
really
it!
good.
Everybody else had one.
It's
Yeah,
delicious.
I know.
So-
Dude, tell my look at my face. It's fucking delicious.
We're working on our snacks that we were sent. Oh, I just
fuck.
dropped it on the floor.
You gotta eat it
Fizzy
with
flying
flavor.
saucers. Those are the fizzy flying.
I'll eat the one I dropped on the floor. It looks like
A diaphragm.
styrofoam.
It looks like a diaphragm.
Do you eat the styrofoam?
It looks like
Yes.
something you.
It looks like it's just
yeah,
stopped
you eat the whole
sperm.
thing.
It's like a wafer.
like a sweet tart
It's
inside.
like a
of it?
wafer.
Just put the whole thing
Just
in
put
your
the
mouth.
whole thing in your mouth.
The whole
Put it
thing.
in your
The
mouth.
whole thing
No,
in.
you don't
Suck
bite
it down.
it. You just put it in your mouth.
Bite it. Put the whole thing in your mouth. Don't dump it out.
Man,
Oh
Jerry,
my
fuck
god.
it up.
Put
Put
it
it
down
in.
as a straw to drink beer. Eat that fucking thing. You gotta eat the nasty
You
outside
put
part
the
too.
whole thing in
Oh, I
there.
guess it does dissolve.
Yeah.
It just looks like styrofoam from like an egg crate or
Tastes,
something.
tastes
Yeah,
like
you got- it's
styrofoam
gotta-
from an egg crate too.
You just
I
got
mean,
it.
just had a second one.
They're just weird. You put it in your mouth. They're like, what the fuck? Like,
The-
might-
The whole time I'm
Everybody
eating
asks,
that,
What
Am
are
I
they called? What
supposed-
are they called?
Fizzy saucers.
Fizzy sauce. Why the fuck would
Fizzy
anybody eat
flying
that?
saucers.
Okay.
like everybody was just like, are we supposed to eat that?
Fuck.
Anyways,
Oh,
hey,
Okay,
Jack.
it's a wafer, and then all of a sudden the candy inside.
It's like
Yeah,
Fizzy
it's like look,
sauces.
it's a little saucer, and it's like
Oh, I can taste
styrofoam.
it tastes like styrofoam.
It's weird.
Fizzy flying saucers.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go into our station news at this point, and we're going to start off with email.
Nice.
Sorry. That was a big
And,
one.
the first one is from Dylan. Now, I think
Must be for you,
Dylan
Jesse.
sent me an email saying that he PayPal'd me money for patches. I think we're out of patches. I don't think I have any.
You don't get no stinky badges?
but we spent your money already.
I'll
No refunds.
I'll dig around, see what I can find. If I can find
Gorilla
a patch
Airsoft
for it.
patches?
I don't think there's any patches left. The 222 patches disappeared very quickly. And check this out. I went to go reorder 2222 patches.
They were out of twos?
And the particular place we went to, you couldn't log into their website anymore, so I went to their Facebook page, and there were many complaints about, I placed an order 6 months ago, and I haven't seen it, and I placed
shit,
an order
man.
2 weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything back, and I paid this money, and so we may have to find a new patch manufacturer for those. We went with this particular one because they're based in the United States, very small minimums, not the cheapest patches in the world, but easy to get restocked on, and apparently the company's having some problems. So we're gonna work on that.
We need some patches big time.
Dylan,
Yeah.
Dylan, we're gonna do something. I'll find some kind of patch for you. Otherwise, I guess we'll give you your money back or something. I don't know.
We'll give him-
We'll figure it out.
We'll give him
that's
a
not reasonable.
1-day line clause patch. I have like 8 of them.
Well, if we have now, if he would have bought it through the website through Gorilla Airsoft, it shows out of stock. But he just sent me the money. So
That was-
Dylan,
that was cool of him
We'll
to do
get
that.
you something. I appreciate it. You're like, fuck it. I don't care if they're out. Here's your money. Let me get some more shit.
Let's sign our names on a napkin, and then we'll like dip our wieners in paint, and like slap them on there.
So let
No.
me read Dylan's.
Finger paints.
Do an outline trace.
I like dick.
Puppetry of the penis.
Let me read Dylan.
He laughs
Dylan's-
like Count Chocula. One.
Let me read Dylan's email here. Hey guys, wanted to know what your take is on ported cylinders. I have a G&G CM16 Raider, and I'm looking into some easy mods that can pack a little more punch. A lot of the forums are 50-50. Wanted to know what the professionals LOL think. Keep it up. Joe is a dick.
Who said that?
Joe is the
Dylan.
dick.
Dylan.
Curly whirly.
Dylan, I just
Hey Joe, check it out. Oh,
Have a curly whirly.
Oh,
Have a curly whirly.
oh, that didn't work.
That was rude.
So,
What the heck?
So Dylan, as far as cylinders go, there are some things. Certain guns actually can be upgraded slightly by changing the cylinder, but the ported cylinders are designed to control the volume of air going into the barrel. So most of the manufacturers put the proper
This must have been Joe's.
cylinder into the gun
Was
to
it
allow the
chocolate?
proper volume
Caramel.
of air into the barrel. So depending on your gun, and of course he does say it's a GCM16 Raider. Probably in addition of a cylinder with porting further to the back, in addition to a slightly longer barrel, could give you a performance increase. And then of course there's the spring stuff as well. But as far as calling us the professionals, I don't know. We know a little bit about
But as far as
airsoft.
calling me a dick,
Ross, what's your level of technical expertise? Do you have any comment on the cylinder upgrades? He just says he's looking to pack more punch, and he's got a CM16 Raider.
needs more power.
The power is too low.
That's one.
Real point.
Yeah, I think that might be a good bet, and like I said, depending on what's selling, they're metal and they're pretty heavy duty, so that's something to look at. Lonex cylinder, as well as like I said. Here's where my level of expertise is not the greatest, because I know again barrel length and depending on portage location in the cylinder, it does certainly impact that. So
Say a centipede.
looks like. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I have an all-around package with a nozzle for you, Ross.
Well, the Lonex nozzle definitely is going to be have O-rings on it, so it's going to seal a little bit, better compression, give you a little bit more velocity as well. So let's start with that. Tech questions really isn't our best area, but that's a good start. Anyways, here's our next email, and this is from Dylan. He says,
Damn, Dylan.
He says, "Hey guys, thanks for answering my question. I realize I probably didn't explain myself. Dylan did send an email on the last show. Too many drinks in the evening. The gears are shimmed, but wouldn't the shim spin on the gearbox?
This is the guy that wanted to polish the inside of the
gearbox. Thus, polishing in theory would provide a better surface for movement. Now, if the gears are shimmed properly, they really shouldn't contact the surface of the gearbox. They should be floating there should be a tiny gap between the gears and...
That'd be like polishing the wheel wells on your car. They don't fucking touch.
True, but depending on how the shimming is done, there are some I have definitely seen a lot of gearboxes, especially Chinese-made stuff, where the gears do almost rest flush on the internal part of the shell.
So you would say the Chinese gears are bugged
shouldn't.
out maybe a little bit?
So if they're shimmed properly, they really shouldn't make any contact. However, I still see no harm in polishing the body if you want. Let's see, I just watched a YouTube... Oh, anyways, love the show. Just watched the YouTube video with John from Lion Claws, and damn, Joe is a lanky bastard.
I will fuck you up, Dylan.
He was sipping on a bottle of water and making faces as if there was vodka in that shit.
Maybe there was vodka in it. You don't know.
Keep up the good work, guys, and I'll keep tuning in. Every time you guys are late to put on a podcast, it is like withdrawal. I don't know what to do. Ha 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 ha. If you guys ever want to come and play in Costa Rica, let us know so I can organize some games.
I would, but it's obviously full of faggots like Dylan.
2222 P.S. Fuck you, Joe.
I like Dylan already. I'm coming to the 52nd state.
All right. And now this was actually a Facebook message, not an email, but this was Carrie from the Fresno area. I know you had corresponded a little bit about radios.
Was she hot?
With Carrie, I think Carrie is a guy. I think spelled with Kary.
Oh, that makes it way more guyish. Sorry, Carrie.
And I kind of edited a little bit, but apparently Carrie is a former retired fire guy, firefighter.
Yeah.
He says, I spent a little time a few years ago with ham radios, found it way beyond my own nerd status. Last year, I worked on 2 personal projects. He's talking about radios and airsoft. I called Airsoft Life Hacks. One was downloading free topo maps, blah 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 blah.
Super interesting.
And
super
also
interesting.
programming and cloning for my Puxing 888s. Now Puxing 888s were like the shit radio to get before the bow things came out. And I actually did get a couple of Puxings myself.
Like Puxtani Phil?
The biggest problem is that although they did catch on, there was not as much information out there, and in my opinion, they were much harder to program. But he had a dual com setup, which he's never used. After a few weeks of trying and failed attempts, note taking, buying a few programming cables, I got it to work. Cloning is good for teams, so you can develop your own comms plan and then program your whole team radio using a laptop with a specific programming cable. Now this is something, this is me speaking, not the email. This is something we used to see just a few years ago, you having to bring laptops to the events in order to program radios. But with the super ultra programmability of the bow things, it's really just not necessary at all. You can do it. All you got to do is hang your radio to Ben or Jesse, and they'll fix it. They'll fix it for you, so you don't have to
But
worry
it's all
about that
sticky when
shit,
you get
right?
it back. So
Ben just goes, "Hey man, it ain't working." Hits it a bunch of times, like.
I did that to the VCR one before I left.
he hits it, he sprays it with WD-40, and then he duct tapes it, and that shit works fine.
Anyways, Carrie says there is a Facebook
yeah?
user group for Baofeng users. I'm not in it because again I'm using the Puxing. I'm a medically retired firefighter, and a lot of guys I work with use the Baofeng since in our area we had both VHF and UHF channels. The city's answer for basically for
I saw
squad
this,
for squad basically we're talking about having like for squad leaders and higher ups leadership to run with two different radios. He said the city's answer in our case was to carry two radios that were $750 each. It was too simple to buy a smaller Baofeng and save money, so a lot of guys just bought the Baofengs and used them. So anyways, a little bit of information about radio shit. Basically, what we've come to learn is that there's no point spending bazillions of dollars on all these radios for airsoft, which I have done. I can't tell you how many high-dollar military grade, commercial grade radios, whether it be ICOMs, Puxings, Motorola's over the years. I spent so much fucking money on radios. And now that we have the Baofengs, there's just no point doing anything else.
Are we happy with the Baofengs?
I think so.
Best money spent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you,
mean,
boss.
what is it, like $35?
And if they break, you just throw them away.
So one thing I've noticed.
Oh,
Nextel,
okay.
dude, I was craving a Nextel the other day. I miss my Nextel, dude. You just burp, burp, when you're
Yep.
talking to somebody,
Yep.
whether they want to hear it or
I
not.
had my Nextel too. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Direct connect.
Why?
With your militia group?
Ross's Army. It's the militia guys that didn't get sold at the original militia store go to Ross militia store. It's like the TJ Maxx of militias. Anyone? No?
So basically, you bring two. You know, it's like when you go to a game, you have to bring more than one AEG or whatever type of gun you're using. You got to bring more than one gun. It makes sense to take more than two radios, even if you don't take them on the field with you. You should have it back with the rest of your gear. Your radio goes down, just throw a new radio in. Shit, awesome technology. I wish I'd found these earlier than I did.
Indeed. In honor of Irish Day, St. Patty's Day,
St. Patty's Day.
I have George Killian's Irish Red,
Irish Red.
established in 1864.
It's like my pubes. Irish and red.
Oh yeah.
Having flashbacks?
That tastes like A foreign Bud Light.
Foreign
Ross,
Bud.
Ross is like, I wonder why I had a red eye in my sty eye, or red hair in my sty eye.
So I was wondering why when I pooped for the morning time to make sure I was staying regular, that I had red little fuzzy hairs on my poop. I was like, that don't belong there, man. That seems weird.
I would. Okay, so we had a setup in my room because
Several mushroom-like indentations in his solid poop.
we had a king suite, right? So
Sharing a bed.
since Ross was coming with me, I'm like, well, hey, give me 2 double beds. Ross may have had too much whiskey. And instead, I'm like, hey, there's a pull-out fucking king size in your room. You stay in the living room. I'll stay in the bedroom because I don't want to sleep in the same room because I'm not Ben and Jesse. Because this shit's weird. So I must have walked out every night. I'd come back.
He takes up the whole
he's
bed
asleep, and then in the morning I was up going to the gym, and I'm just like, sorry. I kept waking him up all the time, and then rub my dick on him while I was asleep.
Joe's the only guy when we were at Lion Claws that had to have a hotel by himself so that he can meet dudes in Victorville on Grindr.
Yeah, because you guys would have made fun of me if I was getting fucked in a tent. Well, because okay, so I had they wouldn't give him sheets and stuff on the couch, and then the maid came in and I had like thrown all my dirty clothes on the other bed, and they folded my dirty clothes, like my dirty underwear, my dirty socks, and folded them in a nice little pile and put all his blankets and shit back on there. I'm just like, sleep on his fucking bed. It's awkward. I know, she's like, it's okay. I
Joe's
go
all-
Tony's all the time.
Jozo, you're back on the fucking couch, man, because last night you were taking all the covers. Yeah. So he kept trying to snuggle me, and all I wanted was my personal space.
Well, I was like, Ross is a really nice guy, but I'm glad he didn't stay here that night you were gone. That would have been weird.
Yeah. He's like, I've always had a thing for, like, Mr. Clean. And he kind of looks like him.
Alright, so
Ross
next,
is over there like, eh.
And the next thing.
on to the last part of station news. Just a quick update on our Shot Show Tag for Swag contest. We have had several packages picked up and or shipped out. In fact, there's boxes right there. One going to the UK, one going to Canada. There's been a little bit of confusion. We talked about supposedly there's some mystical, magical link on YouTube that you can send it to our YouTube channel email, but apparently there isn't. So just send it to, you can either PM us on Facebook or just use the standard station email, GorillaAirsoftRadio@gmail.com, and get us those addresses so we can get this shit shipped out to you. Okay,
You get your shit shipped.
on to the news. SB 792, which was the Maryland bill that was going to limit airsoft, was pulled. Now there's still one bill still active, and obviously, you know, us folks here in California have dealt with a lot of the airsoft legislation, anti-airsoft legislation. One can say, depending on your opinion, that even though the airsoft industry compromised, you could probably say that we did kind of win those battles, because even though when you buy a gun in California, you have to have that stupid tape on the gun, but has it really affected anybody that you know in the state? And have you, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but have you been to a game anywhere in the state of California where the markings are still there or enforced? So
They were all older guns.
Nobody gives a shite.
there was one guy, okay, all right,
No, I was just showing that those were his mags.
on the Filipino team.
Which those Filipino guys were fucking cool.
Oh, the Filipino guys that fed you guys.
Yeah.
Those guys all look like Geo, but out of shape Geo.
Hey, Gio can play PlayStation 4 like a pro. I've been playing with him on the Division.
I believe that.
Yeah, if anybody out there plays the Division, they want to group up, JAGA911. That's my PS4 handle. The Division, Tom Clancy's badass.
It's more like 411 because it gives you all the fucking information you never wanted.
Shut up! Shut up, man. I'm gonna get like,
That's just
I'm gonna get like one friend request. I mean, like, no.
So for you folks in Maryland, keep fighting. Good job on getting the first measure pulled. I don't know if it was pulled in order to redo it or if it was just dropped. but you still got to fight there. With there, apparently there's another bill you need to work on. So, good luck with that. You know, we've been there, and you know, keep pushing it. Next, this was something very interesting. I told Joe about this, and I haven't told the other guys. I've got a little airsoft secret for you.
Now I have to go get checked at the clinic.
Uh-oh. Jerry's like, I'm tired of holding this back.
So
I'm
think
gay.
about this. I guess we can get kind of a little bit serious, a little bit in the sense that
I doubt that.
airsoft preaching airsoft safety to youngsters, especially youngsters
Fuck
that
them
are
youngsters.
You know how we talk about on the show how we're kind of preaching to the choir when we talk about airsoft safety. The people who need to know about airsoft safety aren't really the ones who listen to our show. They're the ones who aren't involved in the airsoft community. I was called by a local school, a kind of a junior high school, yeah, to come out and give, check this out, and I still find this hard to believe, to give an airsoft safety presentation to a group of 10 through 13-year-olds at school, and they said, you know, go ahead and bring your gear, bring your guns to school, bring everything. And
Just
I was
come in like Yosemite Sam and shit.
He's all, it's a trap, man.
You got, what's that? Say again, Ross.
Bro, I said stop sending me those fucking videos. Sorry.
I can't say I can beat that, but when back in the old ancient days, when I was in high school,
Damn.
once a year we actually had and this is in California, we had a rifle range in the basement of our school, and once a year we were allowed to bring guns to school.
They still shoot down there, by the way.
Do they really? I didn't know. My understanding was that it was closed down. Well, the school doesn't.
Not officially.
Not officially. Okay. So, anyways, this was a couple decades ago. Anyways,
Couple.
you were allowed to one day a year. We were actually allowed to bring our own guns to school, and because the range was.
Wait, Ross. They still have that 1 day a year rule in Colorado, right? To bring your guns to school, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dylan, not you.
Dylan.
Bring your gun to the movie theater day.
See, Jesse was going where I was going on this. Dylan.
Yeah, I know.
No?
His mom just wrote a book.
I know. I saw that woman on TV. I kind of felt bad for her, and I was like, "Fuck you and your little kid."
So, anyways, back to my story. The range was designed for 22 caliber rifles. A lot of people would bring heavier caliber rifles, and so it distorted
308s.
They would bring crazy shit and basically 30-30s, stuff like that, AR-15s.
Dude's like the rifleman Chuck Connor.
And the range really wasn't designed to handle that, and so one day I was shooting. The school actually had its own supply of bolt action 22s. I was actually supplied. They were like army surplus 22 target rifles that were supplied by the NRA, and the NRA sponsored us, right?
So cool.
And we were shooting those one day, and because of all the damage to the range, we would occasionally get little ricochets would actually come back, but they had no velocity, so they would literally pelt you and maybe leave a little tiny red mark, but we all had iPro on and everything. And then one day when I was shooting, a large chunk of 22 caliber came right back and actually put a hole through my ear, and blood gushed all over the side of my body. And that was the last day they had the official East High School shooting club after school. So I'm responsible.
They had a shooting range at North High too.
Did they really? I didn't know that.
They have a bomb shelter and everything.
That's what it was, part of the bomb shelter. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, that's
They don't get to
pretty
use it
cool.
anymore, though.
They had a bomb shelter they used as a fucking makeshift shooting range so they can deplete all the protection on the wall.
Hey, you guys, eat all those MREs while you're down here.
No, actually, they're coating
Sea
the walls
rations.
with lead to protect from radiation. So, anyways, back to my thing. Anyways, I was called in, and I actually gave an airsoft safety presentation at a junior high.
Which one?
I had to,
It used to be Carden
It used to
Private
be
School,
Carden.
right next to Hort Elementary, which is where I went to school on Niles Street on the east side.
Uh-huh.
It's that private school right there.
Oh, cool. Oh, it was a private school.
It was a
Public.
private. It was
Okay,
a,
that
it was
makes
a,
more sense.
it was,
Yeah, okay.
I guess it was a private school.
That means Jerry showed up showing his privates.
But it wasn't. I had no idea.
This is my gun.
I had
Yeah,
no idea what
Jerry's
I
all
was
like
getting
this,
into.
slapping it
This is
side
my
to
guy.
side.
That's a private school.
When you think of private schools, you think of a certain level of
Intelligence and demeanor.
This was a private school, I think, for people who maybe couldn't fit into some of the other schools, possibly. I don't know.
My son's on the spectrum.
But they were very, very well disciplined. They literally, they were encouraged to ask
Good trigger
questions,
discipline.
but they had to raise their hands. They actually came in and out in lines and uniforms and everything. So
And the
but it-
principal's all, the students have a question to ask. They have a question to ask him, Mr. Jerry. Don't ask him something, kids.
I was I
Is
did
it a Baptist school?
Southern Baptist school.
I had to go in before work. I really didn't have time to do this, but I was actually very.
Did you have to ride your bike?
No, I didn't. I actually drove my truck. I did fix it. My truck runs now. No, I was actually quite surprised that they actually invited me, and I was very happy to do it. So very cool. If more stuff like that can happen, maybe we can.
So the moral of the story is take your airsoft guns to school.
Yep.
That was actually part of the safety class, is to not take your airsoft guns to school.
They gave
I
him-
mean, not take your airsoft.
They gave him peach cobbler. Yeah.
I can imagine, yeah. Wow.
So where the fuck were you when all the shit was going down, Ross?
Farming his militia.
Prepper journey. Masturbation doesn't count, Mr. Core Gardner. Told you this last semester.
This is Cherry Popper.
He's all,
And this is my playbook.
I like porn, teacher.
Ross is like, I jerk off a Purell so my dick isn't dirty when I'm done.
So Jesus doesn't find me unclean. Jerry's actually putting up his hands in a semi, you guys knock it the fuck off, that is too far sort of motion.
God.
Sorry about your serious Columbine stories. Sorry.
Let's keep talking.
Your head's making Jesse laugh.
Well, they definitely have. You know, today.
You can't bring jets into buildings. You can't bring.
Ross is all, I was inspired to get a Tech 9 so I could smoke everybody on the airsoft field.
Just about 4 hours ago, I actually sold a paintball gun to a customer, and as we were, because the register was over by on the airsoft part of the store, and of course we have a little bit of paintball gear that we sell, and when they came over to the register and saw the airsoft guns, the dad was like, "Oh, so this is where all the crazy people shop." So it's weird how he was like totally pro his gun by his kid to buy a paintball gun, but he was very politically opposed to airsoft.
Shut up. Go vote for fucking Hillary, you big bag.
He's all, I break for kittens. That's what his fucking bumper sticker says. He's
So
one of those
anyway,
pretentious
The
pieces
moral,
of shit that like
the
sniffs his
moral
own
of the
farts.
story is, don't bring your airsoft gun to school. But if you can do anything to present airsoft in a safe manner to those who aren't involved in the
It's more for pretty good.
airsoft community, more power to you, because that's really where we need to get the message out. So on a serious note, next, check this out. Cybergun introduces a gas blowback FAMAS. Does anybody give a shit?
No.
No.
Next. Alright, so Elite Force wants your, and we actually got a message from Elite Force that actually wanted us to share this new video, so we do have the video on our Facebook page. They are talking about a new revolver, and they want your opinion. They want your opinion about this new revolver.
It's the lower velocity.
It's a lower velocity. It's full polymer. It looks pretty fucking badass. I don't know how it performs. It's got an 8-shot cylinder, but it's not the. It's I'm sure it's something that's probably based on their, because you know, Elite Force is their parent company is Umarex, who does BB guns and some real steel stuff and everything else. It looked like this gun was probably based on a BB gun at one point, but they modified it to do airsoft. And they're looking about.
It's like a demon.
It's actually, check out the video if you haven't already seen it. It's got a ton of views on YouTube, and also on it's shared on practically every airsoft site. It looks very cool. It is CQB friendly, which a lot of revolvers are not, and it shoots about 330 feet per second. It is CO2. And go ahead and go to, if you haven't seen it yet, go to our Facebook page and check out the video. And they want your opinion. They basically are saying, hey, would this be cool or not? And they say if they do produce it in polymer at first, they may come out with a full metal version at a later date. Retail price around $60, I think. So
I was just thinking about the.
It's some kind of revolver. I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm not a real big revolver guy, so I don't know the real steel equivalents. But
it just goes round and round with the revolvers.
But it is like a compact. It's like a, I don't know. Did you see the video, Jesse?
Which one?
It's a 38
The
not
Elite
so
Force.
special.
It's like some kind of like, it's real beefy, but short, but fairly compact. I don't know how to describe
It's
it.
like an uncircumcised.
I know nothing about revolvers.
Magnum.
It's kind of cool.
Well,
These answers.
ASG has been selling a lot of their Dan Wesson revolvers, so I'm assuming they're trying to compete with that popularity. So maybe that's what it is. So on to the next story, and I thought this was pretty big as far as new technology. Wolverine Airsoft.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about.
We're talking about two new products from Wolverine. Number one, the Bolt Kit,
Oh
which
my
is
god.
a gas upgrade kit for the Tokyo Muri VSR or the JG Bar 10, which is a clone of it.
Which that bolt kit
Which
looks
is the-
fucking sick.
The thing you have somewhere right there.
I have, I have one. That's not it up there, but I do have one.
Never mind.
He's fucking Joe's all. I'm just joking. He's all like,
I
Just
guess
kidding.
I have a Tokyo Muri VSR 10, and I may be buying this for it. It is basically an HBA system that allows you to, well, actually, it'll work on CO2 or compressed air, which is a lot of the new
Natural
Wolverine.
gas.
A lot of the new Wolverine stuff, they're really pushing CO2. Now, CO2 isn't going to give you the consistency, but their whole thing is portability. You can get a lot more shots off CO2 than HBA, and so and if you're using their regulators, which they claim solve all the CO2 issues, including removing all the liquid, it's supposed to be much more consistent. So
Ben can remove all the liquid too.
but let's move on from the sniper one and talk about the next one because that one's fucking amazing.
the next, real quick, no price release yet. Both these items are supposed to be coming out in the summertime, but because the electronics are as simple as an on and off, it doesn't need an FCU. So that should bring the price down a little bit. We don't know what the retail price is coming out for this yet. The next one is are you talking about the Wraith CO2 stock? This looks pretty fucking cool. It is a stock, basically a standard mil-spec buffer tube, which has a Wolverine. It actually has the regulator built into it. What are the new Wolverine regulators? Anybody can
actually,
One you were talking about today?
I don't know the name of it. No.
Saffron?
Ross, do you know what the Wolverine regulators are called? I forgot.
So what's the cycle?
Regulators! Mount up!
That's a long answer for no.
You've been hanging out with Jesse way
Yeah.
too much.
Jerry's like, so no.
So, anyways, Wolverine has the regulator that they claim is consistent enough to work with CO2, and the Wraith stock actually has an expansion chamber built into it, so you can literally hold the gun vertically with the CO2, liquid CO2 going into the expansion chamber before it gets to the regulator, and the expansion chamber supposedly will eliminate all the liquid CO2, so you get maximum efficiency, maximum consistency. But here's the thing: you get 200 shots
Out of a single
out of
CO2
a single
cylinder.
CO2 cylinder, which is a 12 gram. So that means
How many shots?
a couple of
200.
mids, maybe depending on what kind of mids you run, either one or two mids. However, if you're running semi-auto and you just want to dump all the big HPA lines and tanks on your back, yeah, you're going to be changing these 12 grams, but it looks like it's very easy to change the 12 grams out, and just a smaller, lighter way to take advantage of the HPA or electropneumatic technology in airsoft.
And extremely cheap compared to, I mean, when you're comparing like going to
Sound like
a
this.
gas blowback
For your CO2
gas blowback
cylinder.
rifle with those $50 magazines. Just switching out the little CO2 cylinders, little 12-gram cylinders. I mean, you can get a 40 pack, in most stores for like fucking $15, $20 or whatever.
Basically, you don't need an HPA tank, and you don't need an air rig. You don't
Right.
need the line.
All you need is like 5 or 6
So
little fucking
you're
12
saving
grams.
at least $200 there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Well, but back when they had CO2 quick changers, Back
Oh yeah,
before-
yeah.
I
The little thing that
cheapy-
came off the buttstock.
Yeah.
The cheapy
Mhm.
Walmarts.
but they,
That's
I
what I
mean,
had.
but the
Or
idea,
in the
That was my first paintball gun. It was like
just
20
just
bucks.
both
always
ideas
with the
really
Ben
excite
Sad
me.
story.
I like the idea of
It was
going to
awesome.
CO2
Until I got shot in the nuts.
semi-auto, basically,
Repeatedly.
alternative to a gas
By
blowback.
myself.
And at the same time,
By my
the
older
sniper
brother.
really excited me. I mean, I thought just having a gas sniper like that. I mean, you figure if you get
Oh, yeah.
200 shots out of a fucking 12 gram, you can have a couple of, mid-cap sniper magazines and just, never have to switch the thing until you've dumped all of your magazines.
Yeah, I don't. He didn't say how many shots you would get on the sniper version, but they said the same technology that for the race stock can be implemented into the VSR bolt action gun.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine you would get multiple hundreds, probably 400 or 500 shots out of a 12 gram, and one 12 gram. I mean, that's all for a sniper rifle. That's all you need. So you've got HPA consistency,
Mm-hmm.
performance, reliability, but with
Mobility?
mobility.
No more fucking thing on
Lots
your
of
back.
abilities.
with a single 12 gram. I love it. dude.
Lots of
It sounds
abilities.
awesome.
All this stimulating conversation just makes me think of fuck you, Dylan.
Stimulate abilities.
Benzo, yeah, and dextility too.
I got well-dility. I got drive-dility.
I got C-ability.
Yeah, what?
It's like CLS.
What the
Wow.
Just-
You went a
You need
long
some-
way for that one, and I think you lost.
I don't know.
Ben's thinking about boners.
Ben's a diddly do head.
All right, so that's basically it. That's all I have for news right now.
Little Flanders reference.
I think the rest of the show is
that
going to
was
be
okay.
taken up with the AR for New Horizon.
Yeah.
We'd played this op before. I think you guys did the last 2 years or one.
Yes.
Two.
I did.
Two.
I
Our
did
third
last.
year.
I did last year. It's my second year. However, I did. As I like to bring up all the time, I have played that.
Hawk Bow. Yes,
in
we
the
get it.
old-
Fuck.
In the old school hot bow game, which they don't do anymore, which is fucking
I
awesome.
knew it. I just listened to the last podcast.
Except he said they're doing a Hawk Bow game in September.
Are they really?
Yes.
Jesus
really?
Christ.
Yeah.
He sounds like a
Is
pug
it a-
with
is it
fucking
a
sleep
one-
out of
is it
him.
a
What's he
one-
doing over there?
I thought he was snorting something off the table.
Is it a 1 day game or a 3 day game?
Oh no.
One. He didn't clarify.
One day.
I think
It's
it's a
one
1 day.
I might have to be there.
Yeah, he said it's actually going to have complete use of all the buildings that we didn't have access to.
I didn't.
Yes.
Did we not have? Oh,
We couldn't
for-
go in the
oh,
buildings.
because, okay, that's
because they're
well,
movie sets.
Yeah, that's another thing. I guess we can talk about. There were several buildings that were new buildings that were not on site
Those are
before.
badass.
Now apparently
freaking awesome.
they were designed to look like little village huts, but they were completely blocked off because apparently they were being used in a film which has not yet been released. And once that film was released, we were actually, this is something new I've never seen before. We had to sign waivers saying we would not take pictures of any of these buildings.
No
Because
shit, I didn't read the waivers at all.
because they're going to be used in some new movie that I think John said it's coming out August 1st.
Oh, you know that's gonna be like starring fucking
Lindsay Lohan.
Fabio is Renegade Ultra.
Update on the last story. The storm regulator. That is the Wolverine regulator.
Oh, I thought it was a hurricane. I said hurricane. I was
The
close.
storm regulator. Okay.
Bro.
So back
This
to
is
New
upgraded.
Horizon.
No.
So New Horizon is part of an ongoing op which John holds every year, and it was basically a continuation of the op we played in was it December or November? November with War of the Angels. We continued on pretty much the same squad we had before, but with the addition of course Ross. Ross came out. And we had a couple other listeners. We had Matt and Eddie.
Oh, from fucking SpaceX in his V8 Miata.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a badass
In the
Miata.
rain.
That was fucking cool though.
Fucking car.
You see that little car and you're like, what the fuck? And then,
Dude, all you heard coming up was fucking. And then this little fucking car goes.
It's basically a gay Cobra.
That thing was
we
fucking
had
cool, dude.
Willie joined us as well. You know,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
but no Arnold this year. No Arnold. He didn't come in.
Who?
no peach.
Who?
No peach.
Oh, is Arnold going to Line Class this year?
Nope.
I was
He isn't.
discussing we'll have an extra barbecue.
He flat out said no.
I'm planning on making it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're the new
Right.
Arnold. You're gonna
Replacing
be
one
you're
ball
gonna,
guy with another ball
instead
guy.
of Hop Sing, he's gonna be Ross Sing.
You're the new peach. Peach of sheet.
Make it a little trip out of it. Gonna hit Salt Lake City, beat some people out there, and then to California.
Ooh, bring our buddy from Bluetooth headwear beanie.
Yeah, bring him, dude.
Nick?
Yeah.
Nick, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Moore.
Nick
I
loves
think
us.
he ever got called. Hey, give me Dick Moore.
He is.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. And that's where we we met him at War of the Angels last year.
Yep.
He was the candy man at Radiator Revolt. So
Wait.
What?
There's only one Candyman who has children
Yeah.
locked in his basement.
He's a creepy guy that doesn't say a thing and just stares and smiles.
But at Radiator Revolt, he was
Badass game.
Strobe, and they painted a purple cheetah print, and he was a taxi. Basically, you paid money for him to drive you through the AO, but we stuffed so much cocaine in the beach.
He held his fingers up in quotation marks when he said that, by the way.
So
It's like
fake.
it was really weird.
But he, I mean, he's, as an individual and the charisma that brings to a game, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah, no, the fun guy.
And he
Fun
acted
guy
like
to play.
Tony Montana. He had a fucking pile of flour in front of him, and he just
You
put
know,
his
man.
face down in the flour, and
Gold
he's just
Pelican!
yeah, like the end of it. They shoot him like
Yeah, Rhodesian Revolt is. If you guys haven't ever looked up the videos for Rhodesian Revolt, it's held in Utah. It's what's the goddamn Weapon Blender? Weapon Blender sponsors it. It's on their website. That is one of the coolest looking ops. It looks like a blast.
it's in
Now,
Utah.
Isn't that Ross? Doesn't the guy that do the Milsim podcast? What's his name? I can't remember. Art? Is it Art? No, it's Art.
Art Monk.
Yeah. Doesn't Art Lowther? That's right. Doesn't he like one of the
That
one of
sounds
the
cool. The name is Beast.
the commanders and one of the sides at that event?
This past year was his first year. He was the squad leader. I was the squad at the time.
Oh, then maybe I'm thinking about a different op. Then I must be incorrect.
Yeah, it was kind of a, if you guys ever been to, the whole term of operator and LARPing and stuff like that for airsoft, and other events, this is the event. If you want to be LARP it out and you total nerd out, this is the event you want to go to.
Sure, let me drive 18 hours to do that.
Whatever, I will.
The players make the game.
I'm gonna stop in Vegas on the way to Utah and never make it to Utah.
I'm gonna go to Utah. The only thing is, I'm just gonna make sure I get a sponsor from Latter-day Saints.
I'm gonna be the guy that has 17 wives.
Actually, I can only satisfy 16 wives. So I have my limits.
Don't be modest.
Yeah, definitely always good to see Nick. He came by the store and bought me Chinese pastries at one point. Very
Bro,
delicious.
bring us the new Bluetooth headbands, Nick. Because those are...
The sweatbands?
Oh, yeah.
He was on a trip in Japan, I think. He
Yeah.
went back.
Yeah, didn't he say he was
Saw
going to
that.
like Germany?
From Japan.
No, he said he was going to Germany too, didn't he?
That
What
was
is he
about
doing all-
the IWA, right?
Is he doing a tour of the Axis powers? What's
Yeah, he
going
is.
on? I got Germany, Japan, and Italy on my tour.
That'd be cool.
Hey, anybody that studies history, that was pretty fucking intense.
That was pretty neat, Joe.
All right,
Wow.
He played Axis and Allies for the PC a long time ago.
back to
I studied history.
back to New Horizon. Okay, so we this AO is pretty unique. We've talked about it before because in SoCal there's really not a lot. You've got the high mountainous regions, which are a lot of alpine type stuff, and there's not a lot of really
No
great
trees.
outdoor areas. It's all desert for the most part, or
Dessert.
there's
Just
a
two S's.
pine forest, but you got to get up in the high altitude for it to be thick. Most of the pine forest is really kind of scrubby, and then we have the desert areas like what we play
Hesperia.
and Hesperia and Victorville, which is a lot of scrub stuff. It's
No
dense.
scrubs.
It's dense
No
enough
scrubs
dense
at
enough to
all.
play.
Dude, this is very sexualized descriptions. Dry,
But New Horizon,
scrubby.
New
Tiny.
Horizon is held at a movie ranch, which is designed specifically for film companies that are based out of LA that want kind of a low budget.
They were
jungle
filming
thing.
a prison movie when we left. Did
They
you
were
guys see
filming
that?
a prison
Yeah.
movie. I didn't.
They had a
catch
prison
that.
van, a bunch of dude out in orange
didn't catch that.
jumpsuits. Last
Yeah.
time we thought we were getting fucking jacked by
Oh,
some government
yeah.
agents. I don't know what the fuck. They're always filming a movie outside on the road when you're leaving.
Oh, yeah.
So the difference is there's a man-made pond, and then they run a couple little creeks right down the center, and that provides
It's
enough
a cement
moisture.
pond.
Enough moisture, so it's they've planted a ton of bamboo, a ton of trees,
Oh,
and
it's
it
moist.
is on
That
a
shit is
natural.
over.
It's on a natural creek bed, but there's not a lot. I don't think there's year-round water, so they actually supply out of this little man-made pond these couple little creeks that go through the center.
Some of those are pretty thick.
And it's very dense. The canopy is pretty dense for Southern California, and that holds all the water in place.
And it's humid.
So, and it's very humid,
Oh, yeah.
and so they plant a ton of bamboo and all other different types of vegetation. So that gives it kind of a jungle effect, which is the kind of thing we don't normally have until you get a few more. I don't know. About 800 or 900 miles down the coast
to
to get like
Guatemala.
into fucking like
El
like
Salvador.
Mazatlan or something before you get to any real jungle on
It
the,
is
on the West
very
Coast.
rough and unforgiving terrain. I believe.
It's relatively flat,
It's flat, yeah.
Well, no.
but
They
it's
actually
thick.
filmed Man vs. Wild there because it's so big,
No, it
thick,
was,
juicy.
it was
Oh wait,
naked,
juicy is
naked,
the right word? Am I
naked and
thinking
afraid.
wet? Am I thinking of wet?
I bet they filmed. I bet they filmed like for HBO pornos there, like where they don't show any penis or vagina.
all
I bet like the
pixelated
dude's in a gorilla
documentary.
suit fucking a chick. Like I guarantee they filmed that at Santa Ranch.
Dude, they have like it's like about to be a murder scene in like a Vietnam War movie, and then right before it takes place, like the victim starts getting sexual with the suspect that's about to take her life, and it's like wow, wow, wow.
And then the guy's just like humping her really fast in the wrong spot, and you're like, I don't think his penis is in her. I don't know. Those two
It's-
things are lining
it's
up so well.
It's soft. It's soft.
And he's going really fast.
It's softcore. It's like whoa. I'm pretty sure he's wearing nylon underwears.
Well, so anyway, New Horizon.
Oh my god.
This is continuing storyline.
Beast, I think
We
this
have-
is one of the treats that Chris sent.
Oh yeah.
Or deep throated, I don't know.
So the continuing storyline is you've got the Black Widow, which is our team, which I believe we're supposedly former Russian Spetsnaz. I guess I think that's the
That
backstory.
is fuck. That's all I
And
know.
then there's the Russians, and then there is the SOCOM, which is the American forces, and
Yeah.
in the last event in War of the Angels, we teamed up. We as the Black Widow, we teamed up with the Russians, and did really well in the
Very
morning
happy about that.
and the late afternoon. But by the end of the game, I don't know if we were just like tired or what, but a lot of us kind of fell out. And in Hesperia, I don't know what they never really say.
freaking treacherous, I think.
They never really say what happened at the end.
It was
so
dark.
But in this game, as usual, because of our
Superior fighting skills.
our natural relationship with the Russians as former Spetsnaz, we teamed up with the Russians, and now there was no discussion. Joe was actually the CO of the Black Widows.
I think I did a good job this time.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
there was no there was no attempt to team up with the Russians whatsoever. In Hesperia, that was kind of the plan. But in this event, because the sides were fairly even,
We were the smallest team on the field.
We always are.
we were the smallest team, but they were still much more even than they were, say, for Hesperia, right? For the last event. And we were just planning on playing the game, and within about 2 minutes into the game, the Russian commander found us and said, "Hey, let's
fucking do
let's
this."
do it up." But here's I wasn't in communication with them, but I was about 15, 30 feet behind. But I heard him say, we'll team up, until then at some
Until the
point.
VIPs.
At some point, he never got specific. He said at some point, obviously,
We all knew what it meant.
we all knew what that meant. But basically,
Crabtree's awesome.
he was being super cool, saying, "Hey, let's team up against SOCOM. But at some point, this is a game, and in order to have a winner, we cannot be together the
When
whole
it came
game."
to the VIPs, basically, we kind of agreed to, all right, we're gonna team up. Then we get to the end, we'll fucking fight it out.
So what were our objectives for the morning?
So our objectives were to attack the other people's weapons depots, the ammo depots.
Yeah, ammo dumps.
So yeah, to take those, protect our own, and then
And at their ammo dumps, there were some like ammo crates and
Right.
mortar tubes and stuff like that, right?
right. So it was
And
basically
we were
a fob.
supposed to-
It was a fob.
We were supposed to capture those and bring them back to our FOB, right?
And then each team had 3 teams. Each team had a VIP that was an intelligence officer. You were supposed to keep your own, and which was fucking hard enough to do.
Yep.
And then capture the other team's VIP. And then at noon, we had to get them to an extraction point. So we had to hold them the entire time. So this is starting at 9 a.m.
Everybody had
So
the
you
same
had to-
extraction point.
Yeah, everybody had the same extraction point. So your whole job, the important job was to find the VIP, capture the VIP, protect your own VIP, and hold them until a 1200.
Have to handcuff them or anything. They would hang around as long as you had somebody guarding
They
them.
wander the fuck off, though. I'll tell you that.
They could if you didn't have somebody guarding them, right? It was pretty. And as far as milsim games go, this was super light milsim. It wasn't really hardcore.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, are we boring you there, Cork Gardner? Jesus, let us be more exciting.
No, it was definitely like
Ben, show him your nipple again.
No.
Oh no! Oh! I've seen too much of that.
All right, you make me uncomfortable, but
Sorry,
I thought you
sorry
were
for
gonna
the
flash us.
modulation.
I swear he was gonna moon us.
Don't
or
make me
something.
pull out my tiny nipples.
No, well, that's what I wanted. It wasn't, and that's what I wanted to say, Ross. It was not a hardcore milsim game, which a lot of the John Liu one-day games certainly are not. There are people that say even the 3-day events aren't much as far as milsim goes, but these are fun games. The John Liu one-day games to me are
It's like
the
a local
funnest.
op.
They're the funnest times, and I have playing airsoft is playing these one-day games, and so it's not hardcore milsim. It's a bunch of medium level of experience and a bunch of new players. Maybe that's why we do so well. I don't know, but that was going to be my next question. Is Ross, what was your impression? Even though it wasn't a super milsim game, are there times when you just have to go and play a fun game? And I think this defines it.
Yeah, I had a better time at this game than I have at other stronger games. I did Fort Hood before for the Irene before at MUTC.
Camera got that.
Massive tuck, you. Ow.
It's-
But I think as for like a game all around, to get your BB time, shooting people, and having the camaraderie of playing with other players, this was the game that I think I had a great time. I had a better time here than I did at Fort Hood.
Nice. I like that. So, anyways,
Bet your ass you did.
Beast left. None of us paying attention. I agree.
I mean, me and Jesse had a great experience meeting
Uh-oh.
the Filipino team. That was great, and you know, even if we were two different factions, we still had a great time of just talking and having good food and kind of learning their culture as well. But it's all for the game of airsoft, and I think that's what I think separates, you know, from what is a good game to hardcore Milton. I just had a great time.
Well, the story with that is that when lunch broke, me and Ross went over and we're actually talking to John for a little while. And when we were talking to him, some of the guys, some of the Filipino dudes from the SOCOM squad had come over, and they were like, "Hey, we made this dish that you really like. We know you like this dish. We have some over there." And John Lou's all, "Okay, see you later, guys." He was ready to walk off.
And these guys
And so-
all made Ben and Jesse and Beast look like fucking triathletes, man.
Well, me and Ross are walking off, and the guy's like, no, you guys come too, we have plenty of food. I'm like, you sure? And he's like, yeah. So we all walked over there together, and man, they brought like 3 of their girlfriends. They had like a fucking
They were like biker whores just there cooking and putting
they
out.
had 2. Well, they had 2 barbecues side by side. They had like soup going on one of them. They had
Who brings soup to an op?
no, they were making a soup. They had different kinds of pork. They had different kinds of chicken. They had 2 or 3 different kinds.
Pork.
They had 2 or 3
If
different
Arnold
kinds
was
of
there,
rice.
He would tell us exactly what they had. But
Oh
Is
no,
that Filipino?
dude! Hey, Ross, all of that food was fucking good,
Of course
right?
it is.
Because they let it.
Did they have any dog?
I tried everything that they had. Their food was fucking awesome.
Because they deep fry everything.
Yeah,
That's why it tastes so
for the
good.
dessert,
Deep-fried
it was a
dog,
deep
rat,
fried banana.
you know.
That deep fried banana
Anything.
was fucking delicious. I mean, but they were just kind of like, "Oh yeah, come, we have a lot of food." You know, I mean, they never met us before, but they're like,
They were fun.
here's a soda, here's some plates, here, dig in," and we hung out with them. We talked to everybody. We actually took photos of some of them. Actually with everybody, we took photos, and I mean, they were just really great guys. I mean, really hospitable. They're actually going to be at Lion Claws, and they're like, "Hey, for Lion Claws, come by. We're going to have a shitload of food like this time. If you guys are more than welcome to come over." And
So
Dude,
Jesse,
maybe we
so
can
Jesse,
just go bring food.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go. We'll just go,
Yeah.
go hang out with them for a while.
Well, be like, "Hey guys, we'll send you guys some money, a little bit of money, and you guys will help make even more food." So I mean, because really, they did a phenomenal job. I honestly, the food was so good. I was like, "Do you guys pay for catering? Like to come out here for lunch?" Because it was really, I mean, they all had them. I mean, just like the way you would see anything catered. It was like in these big old silver pans, and they were on little Bunsen burner heaters. They had like 8 of those things, and they had all different meals being cooked. Yeah, and they basically said they come from Northern, Southern California, Central California. I mean, everywhere.
they all came from the Philippines.
They're a community. And they talk to each other.
San Jose,
over
Delano.
Facebook and that they attend most of John Lou's events and Lion Claws.
That's
and
awesome. I'm
they
so
meet
glad you did that.
they meet each other. So
Those would
I
be
thought
great
it
for
was
a night
pretty
game,
cool.
right?
I mean, I wish that we can do that with certain people
We could make
that
some
live
white
up-
people
that
food.
live up north.
Hot dogs and hamburgers?
We could do
They're like, "Hey,
biscuits
Ethan,
and
does your mom cook
gravy.
good?" And Joe's looking at me like,
I thought I was thinking of Noah's mom when you said that.
yeah.
Okay, so what?
We know Noah's mom can cook.
What was our first objective? What were we trying to do in the early part of the game?
What I had said earlier.
Kill.
Yeah, find VIPs.
Find
Find VIPs was
And-
really
and
Protect our
basically-
stuff.
That was everything was worth points.
Yeah.
So it was what 5 points for an ammo protecting yours, 10 points for gaining somebody else's, I think, and controlling it, and then it was 15 points for having the VIP at the extraction
Now-
point at noon.
I know I didn't see any. I never saw any of the ammo dumps.
We walked past them all to get to ours, and then shit just went fucking south the second we got to ours.
But apparently, some of our guys did capture some because we did get some points. But I was not aware of any of our guys. Everybody was all.
We were very autonomous as squads.
The main force was really focusing on the VIPs. As far
Well,
as
me and Ross.
the main
No.
the main group that was playing on, I guess, the east or the west end of the field.
Yeah.
because that's where the extraction point was. And so
East end of the
most of the East End, most of the entire game focused on that side. And I think we had lots of other autonomous squads which just fought miscellaneous people and did capture some.
Lots of
some
allied
things.
squads with the Russians.
With the Russians as well, yeah.
Yeah, so we used our allies
We
very
did
wisely.
come up. There was one issue, and I don't know if you guys came up against this at all.
Some
can't
guy
remember.
saying, "You ever had your VIP pushed in?"
we had a group of Russians, and I won't say they had a particular garb on. That was just a very tight, very like 4 or 5 person squad, and these guys just shot anything that moved. And they
Oh
did-
my God!
Wait,
Yes,
was it 2 Cent wearing?
No, it wasn't
Oh,
2
okay,
Cent.
it wasn't 2 Cent's group. So those guys pretty
No.
far away.
These guys, they friendly killed. They team killed more
fuck
than
yeah.
anything.
I know what you're talking about.
Anything I'd ever seen.
Oh,
I will say they were a certain nationality, but that's as far as I'll go. As far as that goes.
No, weren't those guys SOCOM?
There may have,
SOCOM had that problem too.
well,
Oh my
no,
God.
the guys I'm talking about.
They were on our team.
They were on the Russians.
They were Russians,
They
though.
were Russians.
Okay, because
We were allied.
there was
with them.
friendly
Right.
fire
Oh,
on
yeah,
both
yeah.
sides of the line.
That's the guys when
at first-
when
at
I walked
first-
up to our base where everybody was standing. I walked up behind them and I'm like, "Wait, these guys are on our team. What the fuck are you guys shooting at?" "Oh, we are shooting at the people." And I'm like, "You're shooting at our people. Stop shooting!" And then I walked past them and they kept shooting. And I turned around. I was like, "Fucking stop shooting!"
No, it's funny. It's like they'd be crawling around and like you're walking around plain as day. They can totally identify you because we're wearing all black.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, that was
this-
easy.
And that's the one thing I'm not a big fan of wearing all black. But the great thing about
Team
black
ID.
is you can totally ID your own guys.
It's,
You know?
it's terrible
You- you-
camouflage, but at least you can identify.
I love that.
We're wearing
That's-
orange
yeah.
next year.
they would hear some bush. They would hear some bushes like being moved around like this, and they're like, "Ah, shoot it!"
They're baby snakes.
Yeah, that was the terminology I was using. I was like, they're like baby snakes. They just throw all their venom down. They get scared, and boom, they just throw it all down. I mean, they were like every
That's a good.
You want to know
single.
why baby snakes have more venom? Because they have to defend themselves more robustly than an adult
Yes.
to survive to it. So it's a adaptation.
Yeah, and that's why they also dump all their venom on one.
On
Right.
one
There you
leg.
go. Because they don't speak English.
They didn't know. They didn't know. They didn't know that we were
I guess they know what
affiliated.
nationality they are.
They didn't know the affiliation as far as they didn't know that the Russians and the Black Widow had teamed up together. But these guys, to me, what I saw, it wasn't a matter of just shooting just Black Widow. They were shooting every
Everything.
fucking thing. I saw them
Each other. They're shooting each other.
I
just
saw
like-
them shooting. They were teamed on the Russians. I saw them shooting Russians more than anything. It was terrible.
Dude, they were like that squad in what's that in the original Predator. The original Predator, dude, they're like until like everything was chopped down and dead.
Yeah, they're just
It
good,
didn't
just
matter what
spinning
it
in a
was.
circle with their minigun.
Yeah, they're still shooting dry.
One guy was all shaven for no apparent reason in the middle. I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh man, no, yeah, that was pretty bad. I mean, there was a time or two where I'm like,
It added character.
on your side, and they're still like zip, and I'm standing. Yeah.
Yeah, we ran out of, okay, so the game started, we ran out of our fob, our ammo dump, and it was like, dude, we're just gonna fucking rush these guys, and 5 seconds later we're like, scramble, scramble! I mean, like, I don't know where the other teams came from, but we were fucking surrounded within 20 seconds of the whistle going off.
Well,
Yeah.
that shit is so thick you don't know where you're going
No,
until you get there.
But they were right there, dude.
No, I really think they let them
Retreat.
start farther ahead for some reason because we only
we took
ran
like 10
like
steps.
50 feet and then it was like fucking they were like everywhere.
We're like, we're gonna overwhelm them. Everybody. Never mind.
Oh wait,
Can't
and that.
I think
that
John
was,
Lou likes to screw with us.
well, no, that was also the beginning of a lot of confusion
makes it
because
fun.
the leader of the
The Russians.
well, actually no, I'm
No?
skipping ahead too far. But on the second part, when we eventually found all of the VIPs, there was a
Oh,
little
spoiler
shenanigans
alert.
afoot because we're kind of like,
Well, we need.
Wait, we gotta
let's
go
move
way
into that.
back. We gotta way back.
Let's move a little bit further back. We captured what was the
That was
first?
So
Yeah.
so Ross and I somehow got. I think we got respawned. Had to go back respawn. We were with the group, and then we worked up towards the extraction point. And just in the middle of a clearing, there was the VIP. Excuse me. The VIPs were designated with 2 orange bands, 1 on each arm. So we see one guy from SOCOM just squatting down in the middle of like an open fucking clearing with a VIP. They're both squatting down, and Ross and I were like, "Ooh shit!" I was trying to run with a boner. It was hard, and we ran up behind. I was just like,
Run like a three-legged
Pat. I put like semi-auto shots on the guy's plate carrier, and as he spun around, I made sure and flipped it to semi, and we finished him. And ran up and grabbed the guy, but there were like 3 more guys waiting, so Ross and I were fighting. Ross got hit, so I grabbed the VIP and I ran and found a building, and we just hid in the like a duck blind for like an hour, trying to guide Beast and a team of Russians in to rescue us because we were trying to save points because they were all worth a lot of points.
It was me and I believe it was
It was 2 Cents Group, right?
2 Cents Group who were with the
Tiger.
Russians, local guys, and I think Eddie, Matt's friend.
Was it Eddie?
Yeah, it was Eddie. Matt's friend, I think, was with us, and I think 1 or 2 others. I can't remember who else was with me, but we were. It took us like 45 minutes to find you because we were basically talking on the radio, and you were just talking us in, and we were trying.
But you
to
had to
find
fight. You had to fight through the
We had to
area
fight
that we
our-
had just
find
run
our way through
from
to get you. Now we had captured another VIP.
and lost him.
And lost him. Well, we were holding him when I left because
Right.
our
Our own VIP.
Our own VIP.
Yeah.
He was being held by a pretty decent.
Whoa, who's that chick?
Oh,
Dang, lots of tongue. Lots of tongue.
there was a pretty good sized force of a Black Widow guarding our VIP, and so I took another force with some Russians to go find you, and we had to fight our way through. We went all the way around the far boundary of the field.
The swampy ass boundary.
We finally worked our way back to you, hooked up with you, and now here was the good part is because we were hooked up with the Russian guys. All the Russian guys that we were with continued to go on and fight, and just the Black Widow guys
Just kept moving forward.
kept with you guys.
Yeah.
Moved
Went back to
over.
the village.
Finally found Jesse. Finally found that the other VIPs
Oh, yeah.
were all hanging around, and then
So
then the waiting game
So
began.
we captured that VIP, and I was completely by myself. You guys came over, so there were 5 or 6 of you guys, and then as you worked your way across the field, we went back across the field to go to there's a village that backed up to a swamp and a village of buildings, so we were covered. So we all extracted the VIP to there. On our way back, we encountered 5 or 6 guys that had captured our VIP, killed all those guys, a little battle, we lost 3 or 4 people, captured our VIP back, took them to the village, and we guarded them. So once we got there, we were all kind of looking around talking, and we realized, like, okay, in this village, and it had a few geographic barriers, only Black Widow. So none of our allies were there, right? But our allies were kind of outside the little imaginary boundaries, and we devised the plan
Outside the perimeter.
outside the
basically,
perimeter, yeah. So we're like, okay, our plan is going to be this. We're going to take the Russians, and they're going to guard the extraction point, which was 150 feet from our base. And so, and I said, we don't allow anybody past this area that's not Black Widow. And that was the whole idea, was that we're going to get the points for the VIPs, not the Russians. And that was the whole point of our game. So we spent a solid hour and a half keeping the Russians on guard duty and making them feel really good. Like, you guys doing a great job. Make sure you're guarding this. You guys fucking take this perimeter. Don't let anybody in. Like, we just kept bullshitting them. And then, like, we'd say that and we'd look at each other and be like, oh, fuck, I think they bought it.
What's funny?
Oh yeah.
It was getting fucking
They're
shifty,
fucking
right?
creeping up. Through the
They just kept
bushes
creeping
in
up,
front
and
of me.
we'd go over and grab them and be like, what's up, buddy?
Widow?
You need to be over there.
What's funny is
They're like, where's the Russians at? I'm like, they're setting up the perimeter over there. Way on the other side. And he's like, okay. And he just runs out of the bushes over to that side.
It was not an
I'm like,
accident.
okay.
when you guys fought to that village and were clearing to it, I had taken a good amount of people, and because we were trying to push what we thought was
You were trying to
like
get
a
the VIP
SOCOM.
to Intel, right?
No,
was that
this was
later?
before we initially captured the whole village. But I'd taken a couple of guys, and Ben I think was with me at
Yeah.
the time, and I think it was Matt
Oh, those are
and
nasty, aren't they?
it was
Happy
like
Meal
yeah,
and,
it was like a couple other guys, And so I took all those guys because we were trying to push into this area where it seemed that the SOCOM was respawning, and we could not get through. We kept getting killed and having to walk back over. And then at one point I'm like, you know what, there has to be a fucking way to get through here because we're not getting through the way we're pushing. And so what ended up happening is I found this small hole, but there was a shitload of bamboo. It wasn't clear, but I got low, I went under this fucking brush, and I pushed all the way through this bamboo, broke some branches, because there was a little clearing, and it wasn't apparent that it was clear. Like somebody's like, does that even go anywhere? And I'm like, well, I'll find out. So I crawled through it, made it to this clearing, and then I found there was just a fuck ton more branches there was no clear way to get through. But then we realized we don't even have to break any branches, we just lifted it up.
Oh yeah.
And so,
but it was because I went through there later. It was like 50 pounds of branches you had to hold up and let everybody through.
And so we lifted it up, and then Ben held it up, and we all went through, and there were like fucking 8 of us.
Yeah.
We fucking crawled through, and then we realized we were on the backside of the village. There were still some SOCOM presence, but we ended up killing those dudes out, and then we're thinking, okay, we killed these SOCOM guys. And then we're approaching the village. We're probably about to get in a huge firefight, and then we find it was Joe and Jerry and everybody that had fought from the other side. So unbeknownst to us, we were fighting to the exact same thing, knew where we were going, and ended up coming in and almost like an X and pushed out.
They just kept walking into our village, man.
Yeah,
what works out good for me is that I always think of just regrouping, and then we end up.
Right, it's just like if you think it will happen. Like for us, because we all think the same.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So
there were just a ton of us, and there were a couple of times during the game where we had some we had a lot of communication going on the walkie, but even when we weren't directly communicating on the walkie about what we're doing, somehow we always found our way to each other. Always.
Love always finds a way, Jesse.
It does, especially in thick brush. With
I will find you. No matter what happens, you will survive.
Come with me.
No, but
that's the Mohicans, motherfucker.
But like he was explaining, it was kind of funny trying to keep the Russians out of the know and basically saying, hey, look,
and they fucking caught on late in the game.
Well, like real late, because we're like, hey, we cannot have any Russians in this village because they're gonna find out that we have not only our VIPs, but they're VIPs, and it's going to cause a lot of problems, and we didn't want to have to fight the Russians when we still had like 30 minutes to go where we were holding the fucking extraction
We ended up with all three VIPs.
Yeah.
So our plan was, okay, so they took the Russian VIP out to find intel, because one of their jobs was to find intel that was worth points.
Well, funny story. They were like, hey, we want our Russian guy. And we're kind of like, oh, well, we kind of found him.
We're protecting him back here.
We're protecting him, yeah. And they're like, no, we really want him. But at the same time, we're like, fuck, we can't really tell them they can't have him because
we don't want to show our hand just yet.
We're still in this allegiance. So we go ahead and we let him take him. And so they start taking him everywhere trying to find this intel. And at one point, we're like, okay, well, we need him back because we need him to take us somewhere too. And one of the Russian guys is like, no, you can't have him. He's ours. But he's by himself. And he actually
like 10 of us.
Yeah, there were a couple of us around him, and so he was. I can't remember the guy's name. It might have been Mike, but he's talking to this dude, and he's like, "Hey, look, we need to take our dude back." And so they're kind of going back and forth arguing. Dude didn't know as I had my hand on my sidearm. I was totally ready to just blast that dude at like fucking minimum engagement distance. And
there was a lot of that going around.
Yeah, he didn't even know, and I figured it was going to go sideways, so I was totally ready to shoot him. Thankfully, we didn't have to shoot him then because we still had like 15, 20 minutes left.
We sent you guys out with like, there were 2 Russian guys and 3. I kept grabbing you, Ben, Willie. I'm like, you guys go with them. And what did I tell you?
Yeah.
I said,
hey, Lars Blackwood
Order 66.
Order 66.
Yeah,
we kept that perimeter. We were able to catch
them
before
I told
they got to the village.
No, Joe told me. He's all, you know what Order 66 is? I'm like, motherfucker, you know who you're talking to? I know exactly what Order 66 is.
I was like,
he goes,
get him out there?
Okay, we're on the same page. I'm like, everyone will fucking die. And so he told me, he's all, hey, if there's some fucking flack, Order 66 those fuckers. And I'm like, got you. So I told everybody, I was like, hey, and so we're getting ready to kill him. But then I think he realized, hey, okay, I'm not going to win this one. The funny thing was, is he was by himself as a Russian. And at one point, he's like, okay, I need to take him over to this intel spot. And he says, all right.
Star Wars Episode 3, if you don't understand.
Well, so he goes, okay, I'm going over here with my guy for intel. You can have one guy with me. Stop following me. I'm like, who does this motherfucker think he is? He's surrounded by 6 of us. He doesn't get to make orders.
So our whole strategy basically was, when we have 2 minutes left to extract, we're going to all group up, we're going to fucking run through the Russians, and we're going to land right in the LZ, we're going to extract, and we're going to win. That was, and I mean, we went in force, I was in front, Jesse was way at the back, tactically.
I was definitely on the 6.
And we had 2 of the VIPs, and the Russians have...
I think the Russians did have the SOCOM
They had
VIP.
the SOCOM
That's
VIP.
how we got them, that's right. So we are all at the extraction point, so there's how many people on our team? 20, 25 guys? 20 guys?
Well, when we were walking up there, we probably had about 20, yeah.
Okay, about 20. They had about 20 guys, and we walk into a fairly open, like LZ type area that had a makeshift bamboo building.
And prior to that, some dude runs up to us when we told this guy, stay at the extraction point, make sure to keep an eye on the Russians and keep us apprised of anything that happens. He comes over when there's like 2 minutes left and we're running back over there. He comes over to us. We're like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be back over there. And he goes, and he's got one of the VIPs with him. I'm like, dude, you need to wait for us over there. He goes, they're getting savvy, man. I think they know something's up, man. We're like, oh fuck. So we're walking into this thing totally ready to start shooting.
we walk up, I'm at the front.
And we all have our handguns, or
we all have our
hands
pistols
on
out.
our pistols, right? And we're basically surrounding the VIPs, so in case
Like a bubble,
yeah,
like
a
the
bubble,
wedge
exactly.
formation in football. And I walk up, and Mike Crabtree and 2 of his guys are standing there. He was the CEO for the Russians. He goes, it's not personal, man. But then they hesitate. It's like a wham, wham, and I shoot 2 of them, and then
and there's this big
fucking fire at point blank.
Everything explodes at point blank because in the old days, in John Liu games, there used to be a minimum engagement distance.
That was all throughout the fucking window, dude.
They eliminated that rule. So, but of course, most people are shooting at handguns, but not everybody.
But their hesitation.
There
was cost them.
There was just enough. I think the Russians started shooting first. I thought
they may have, but they didn't.
No,
shoot
they
at
did
me.
start shooting first.
Oh, I thought the Russians
because
did.
they even said this isn't personal, man.
Yeah,
that was the best part.
Joe might have gotten a shot off, but
I got wasted.
Imagine
I got wasted. I didn't get a single shot.
I was in the back going, what the fuck is going on?
No, what was
Who's
funny?
shooting who?
What was funny is
Everybody was doing that.
As I saw Joe and the Russians start shooting, like I immediately saw a couple of our guys pull their red rags because I mean just imagine like 50 guns within like a 20 or 40 between like 20 and 40
mayhem,
feet
dude.
just go off. Brrr, auto, just everybody.
I mean, just everybody emptying their fucking mags,
so,
whether it was pistol,
as this is going on,
whatever.
there's all kinds of confusion. There's Russians to the right of us, to the left of us, all this shit. And so, what happened is I saw that, when some of our guys went down, some of Black Widow went down, that there were like 4 or 5 guys in front of me that I could see clearly. And so I just unload on these Russians. I shot a couple of them. And as I'm doing that, I remembered that there were 2 or 3 Russians that were even walking farther behind us as we were walking up to the extraction point. And so, for those of you watching, I'm walking like this. I'm shooting at the guys that are hitting the Black Widows, and then I fucking turn my AK, just fucking turn around. Bah, 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 at the people that are just walking, and they're like, "What happened?" They're just
fun.
Their faces were like, "What?"
It was chaos, dude.
And
Like,
they just fell, and I'm just like fucking mowing them down, And Ben was even behind me, and I'm shooting like
past
fucking
Ben's
like
head.
a couple of inches right over Ben's head. Ben just fucking falls backward like fucking dick dumping out of the fucking way, and I'm shooting all the Russians behind him. And so we were staying alive, and we're guiding a couple of guys that are coming in, like right behind all of us, or a couple of us alive. And the VIPs are all sitting there, and like nobody's willing to fucking run up. And they're like, "There's only like 20 seconds left."
And there were a solid 35 people with red rags out, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it was fucking serious.
So I just fucking run, jump over some dead dude, grab one of the VIPs. I fucking grabbed him hard. I actually apologized to him later because I fucking grabbed him like it was like we were really
he was
gonna
a
die.
suspect.
I fucking grabbed him. I fucking ran with him, and I grabbed the other VIP. So I had the 2 VIPs, and then I made it into the extraction thing, and I saw this shitty little piece of tin. I grabbed it and tried to like fortify my position, and dude, I got like triple tapped in my right thigh.
Now wasn't there also like
we had to defuse the bombs.
A Russian guy
That was
had
second,
also that was the second part.
Yeah.
A Russian guy somebody had brought in the SOCOM VIP, but
He got
the
killed.
Russian got killed. The SOCOM VIP was still there,
Yeah.
and so basically what happened was Jesse. I think you finally got shot, right?
I got shot, but I was with I think that
You were
guy's
with
Mike.
what-
I can't remember that guy's
You were
name.
with one other. There was one Black Widow guy left alive.
Yeah.
And all three of the VIPs were there, and
Just
so we
standing
got
right there.
so we got credit for all three. We brought in two.
The last 5 seconds.
And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
basically,
exactly.
like
Yeah.
on points, we fucking
Well,
obliterated
yeah, by the
other two teams.
lunchtime game, they counted the points. We were ahead like
I
Like
ended up
80,
35,
80 out of
40
100
swinging
points.
my gun
Yeah.
around trying to figure out who I'm gonna have to shoot while all of it went down.
But okay,
It
so
was
the best
bad.
part about that, except for Beast experience, I mean, this a solid like 25, 30 seconds of just BB chaos. After it's all over, we're all shot the fuck up. It hurt. And we're all with the other team that just shot the fuck out of us. We're
Look,
laughing. Yeah.
this
We're
was-
laughing,
this
high
was
fiving,
this was the fucking
hugging,
shot
right?
Oh,
Like
okay.
at the LZ, and how 2 weeks later he was healing.
I know, I
Still got red
so
marks.
I have one
Yeah.
on my fat belly. But I mean, that was the best part. Was like the CO for the other team was fucking laughing hysterically.
Everybody-
We're hugging, having a ball, dude.
all the forces were very happy and just like, oh, look what happened. That was crazy.
Just had,
you guys
they
lost.
had as much fun as we did, even though we won and shot the fuck out of each other.
Dude,
That
everybody was
that's
like,
why
"That
John
was
Lou
awesome."
events. That's why we enjoy these events so much.
Yeah.
The camaraderie. And, yeah. So,
And so, the
So
second
at
part-
lunch it started to rain.
Oh.
And so
was more of a sprinkle.
I'm not. It was
Fucking
more of a
humid,
sprinkle.
man.
So most of SOCOM left at
well,
lunch.
they didn't want to get their
Yeah.
multi-clap wet.
Was it because of the rain, or was it because they got stomped?
well, they
Well,
were last.
a
They
little-
always
a little bit of both?
SOCOM always leaves at lunch.
They were last place. I mean, they lost a lot of points.
Their team, SOCOM, was the best looking team.
Yeah.
They always have the best camo, but good goddamn, dude, they don't have much stick with it.
So we're
Yeah.
short on time. We got about 8 minutes left. So let's
Well,
figure out
wrap it
what.
up.
So fast forward.
Basically, what happened was because there were so few SOCOMs left, and Black Widow was the smallest team to begin with. They combined SOCOM and Black Widow together. Now let me give a little bit of credit to the Russians. There was a lot of SOCOM guys that were still back at their camp. So when they brought all the SOCOM guys came out, I think we did outnumber the Russians quite
Oh,
a
yeah.
bit. Let me give a little bit of credit to them.
No, they were a great team with a great leader. The Russians were fun.
Now, so basically, the game in the second half was, even though we did have the numbers, it wasn't. We weren't.
Until the end.
It wasn't nuts.
I mean, honestly, I don't think we needed to have the SOCOM team. I mean, honestly.
Seriously,
I think it was pretty
those
good.
are the guys that we had to make stop shooting at each other.
I hate to say it, but yeah, I agree. We
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
would have been just as well.
Then we would have
without
been
them.
better off without them. Actually,
What was our goal? Our goal was to take a bomb.
we had to take a bomb and set it and let it go for 15 minutes,
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah, you had to guard it for 15 minutes,
And-
20 minutes while it counted down.
So
And also
they had set
Try
one.
to capture as many people.
VIP.
If
as
you could
Yeah,
kill
put
a
'em in your
person
camp.
and bring them back
Take
to
'em to
your
your
camp
During
then you got
their
a point.
During their 3-minute bleed out, you had to
If
capture
you could
them.
rescue your team member from the capture, it counted as 2 points. So you got those points on top of the like if you were able to get your bomb to the point to blow up that munitions dump, but the munitions dump was worth like 50
Somebody
points.
Somebody set their bomb very early, and we were all just kind of standing around. And I'm like, "What's that funny squeaky noise?"
Then we went and got the bomb.
We're like, "Oh fuck, defuse it!" With like
We
20
defused
seconds
it,
left.
right? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
to make a
literally
long
had
story
seconds
short,
left.
we actually could have captured it way earlier, but we had a hard time finding the SOCOM
with the
leader
intel,
because
with
he's
the
the
intel.
one.
Let me go back. Let me go back in
Yeah,
time
the
just a
bomb.
little bit. When we first ran out, the Russians actually had a plan that was well thought out, but didn't necessarily work.
Didn't execute.
They were right in the center of the trail, and they had a bunch of guys. Of course, they set up positions and they shot us as we were moving forward down this trail. But then they had
Once
a
we
bunch of
got
guys.
around.
Then they had. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I saw they had a bunch of guys like waving and guys with tack lights flashing their lights, like almost like encouraging us to shoot at them. And it only took 2
I didn't see
seconds.
that.
It only took 2 seconds to realize, oh, this is they're trying to.
This is a decoy.
It's a
Look over here, we're
decoy,
gonna attack
and
over
so
here.
we all head over to the left, and
Oh, yeah,
most of the main force head over to the left. And
we had to work pretty hard for that.
And we did. We fought very long and very hard trying to protect our left flank because that was their plan. They did try to distract us. I picked it up really quick. I think most of us did, but at least they had a plan.
It worked for a
thought
while.
That was cool.
It worked for a while. So basically, the game was like stalemate, and then we started to push, and then it was just
and it only lasted so
tidal
long
wave.
because then once we got there, we're like, "Where's the bomb? Where's the bomb? Where's the bomb?" Oh, the SOCOM CO has the
Which
bomb,
we didn't-
and he
yeah.
got
No,
captured.
nobody
He's
had,
like, I'm gonna hold on to it, and we lost the guy.
and nobody he got captured, and nobody on his team had comms with him. We didn't have common comms because we were in the Balfunks, and they were on like Motorola's, so we didn't have comms with him.
So what happened was I had comms with you guys, and you guys all, where is
You
the
finally
so-called
found
leader?
him,
I
yeah.
finally found him. I said, hey, do you have comms with the Black Widow leader? And he's all, no. I said he's at the what was it?
It was the same as the
The
extraction
ammo
point.
dump. He was at the
Yeah,
extraction point. They need the bomb. Get over there right now. And then I got on comms with you. We sent him over there, and
It was fait
and we
accompli.
blew it up. And after we're really low on time. We got just a few minutes left. Once we blew that up, the game was kind of died.
We had nothing to do, so
There was nothing left.
we
to do.
grabbed-
Once the
We
Russians
started
found out that we
running.
blew that shit up, there were guys walking off the field like, "Okay, we lost."
in
Yeah.
droves.
Well,
So
they
we
rolled
grabbed-
out
Not
that-
all of them did. There was quite a few still on the
the
field.
Russians kept fighting.
And I'll give them credit, but a lot of them just left.
Well, we captured their seal, but
Well,
basically,
while we were guarding our bomb, waiting for it to go off, we were also raiding their.
it only took like 3
refugee
people to
camp.
guard it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kept raiding them. We were just raped and pillaged. And then we got in a group and we're like, I was like, who wants to go fuck shit up? And everybody's like, me!
Yeah.
So we just came, we just went running through this group of like 15 guys just to the other end of the field. We went running past like game control. They're like, what the fuck? We're like, "Ah!" So we get
Yeah,
all the
true.
way to the other end, all full of mustard. "Ah!" Nobody to shoot. Okay, guys, let's go back the other way. Ah! There was nobody to shoot on the
We had
entire
free run of
field.
the field. I mean, because like we mentioned, there were so many Russians that were basically like, "Okay, we're 40 points behind. Now we're 90 points behind. We literally have to capture their
They were
entire
all
team like
captured.
3 times."
Yeah.
And, like it wasn't going to happen, and so there were a lot of guys that walked off. We thought that most of the team walked off the field, but once we were off the field and we were getting changed, we were putting all our stuff away, getting ready to leave, there were actually probably like 20,
We actually-
25 Russians that walked off the field after the fact.
We
and
ended the
didn't
game
get over there.
an hour early.
Yeah, we did.
And,
through it.
and
Yeah,
game
full
control
hour
is like,
early.
do you guys want us to end it early? We don't want to get any complaints about it being ended early. And we kept asking everybody, like, are you good? And we were like, yeah, fuck, man, we're good. Like, not just tired, but we had so much fucking
We had so much fun.
We didn't want to ruin it.
We don't mind if you end the game early.
It was
we're
just-
good.
it was a
if you guys
perfect
want to
game.
call it, go ahead.
Right. They
there-
kept playing.
And we're just walking around doing nothing.
Just
so we're like
talking and
we're
fucking
done.
around.
Okay, guy, and we finally just decided, you know
Shoot my
what?
pistol, blam, blam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot in the water.
Lots of that shit. Yeah,
We're-
splashing mud puddles on each other.
So we finally said, you know what, we're walking off the field. The game continued on.
Once
for
we
another-
left,
for
but
another
once we
hour,
left,
but-
let's be honest, the game was over.
That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it.
And then all of a sudden, like 15 guys come off the field. Where were you guys? I don't know. We were
Fucking drinking beer. That's where we were.
All
They're
right, so
like,
that,
game's not over. It's like, it's over because we ended it, man.
that was the game. Ross, we're about to run out of time. Anything you want to say before we quit? Just
Hey,
about a minute
Airsoft.
left.
What's
The best camaraderie game outside on a field that I've been to in a long time.
Nice.
Leadership wise, all you guys.
Oh.
And I think the Black Widows, we fucking dominated.
Yeah.
objective opinions by Ross?
It was fucking awesome.
Hey,
Hey, last year we ended the game early too. So
hey, give us your. Make sure we give your website before we. Before
Hurry,
we're
make
out
it
of
fast.
time.
We're about out of time.
Hurry up.
Quick.
JPEGAirsoft.com is JPAC Airsoft.com.
Badass
Ross's favorite
website.
word of the day: camaraderie.
All right. If you want to get, again, we're going to end this right now. Voicemail if you want to get a hold of the show, 661-846-2222. Facebook/Gorilla Airsoft Radio. Email GorillaAirsoftRadio@gmail.com. Instagram Gorilla.airsoft. Call your hits, use a dag, Ogle, use a dag, or the we know goodbye.
Done.
Wow. Literally. That literally,
That was
when I
good.
said none, it ended.
Oh, that's fucking sweet.
Wow, okay, it's done. Ran out of time. That was
That was
how
so
fast
much
it
fun.
was.
Oh yeah.
That was a pretty tight podcast right there. Is what that was.
Jury's all.
It's good seeing you again.
All right, Ross, we're done.
Thanks, Ross.
Peace be with
Good,
you.
good seeing you,
Peace
brother.
out.
We're gonna go ahead and tear all the shit down, and we'll hopefully, depending on how busy I am tomorrow, we'll have this up on
YouTube,
on
iTunes.
iTunes tomorrow afternoon, hopefully.
Yeah, it
I
might be
can't
up,
wait to listen to it.
which means it might be up Monday.
All right, yeah. No, it looks like
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm actually in Vegas Saturday, Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday.
Really?
So, yeah. I'm gonna go see New Order. I got tickets for New Order in Vegas.
Tight.
Yep.
Is that like the new version of New Kids on the Block?
No, it's like the guys that used to be in this band called Bauhaus in the '70s.
I remember
Oh.
And then
Bauhaus.
they had a band called New Order after
I
that.
remember that too.
Yep.
Bathhouse.
I remember seeing the shirts and being like, "Don't hang out with those guys. They're fucked up."
So I'm gonna go see this band called
My mom would
Bathhouse.
like me hanging out
It's
with
where a
those
bunch
guys.
of
It's this
dudes sing
old
on stage with their
goth
tits
punk
hanging
band.
out and their
But
dicks
of course,
flopping
it's at the
everywhere.
Cosmopolitan for
With
tickets
bubbles
for
on it.
$200 each.
You sold out, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I was trying to get tickets to go to the Slayer concert here.
Ah!
And,
There's no way it sold out, did it?
well, okay. So we have a fucking box. My company has a box.
Okay, yeah.
But it's not at Rabobank. It's at the Civic Auditorium, the
Oh,
Rabobank
okay.
Auditorium, or whatever. So we don't have a box there. But I was looking at the picture of those guys today, and they're fucking gray and old. It'd be funny if I had a BB and you shattered his fucking iPad.
Ross is saying something.
Ross is talking. Stand by. Say again, Ross. Yeah, dude. Well, I told my wife, I'm like, some other little cheesy or some shit's coming. She's like, well, I want to see Be Cheesy or fucking String Cheesy or some
String
fucking
Cheesy?
rapper. So. Yes. String Cheesy, yeah.
Ben's all.
Big
I-
G-string.
Ben's all. I like old punk rock. I like Black Fag.
There is a band called Black Flag. You know that? There is a band
Black
called Black
Flag.
Flag. What? Black Flag.
Oh, really?
They're Black Flag cover band, but they play in drag.
Oh. What the
I was just
hell?
watching. I just started watching Sons of Anarchy, and Henry Rollins is a white supremacist in the second season.
Oh heck yeah.
Lead singer of Black Flag. There you go.
Black
All right.
Flag.
See, I know some punk rock
But
shit.
he took over after the cool stuff, which is the early stuff, which was
Where'd you
Ron
put Judy's
Chavo.
Show him that piece of shit.
Or-
Shut on my point. That's fine.
Or actually,
Look at that.
I can't remember the guy who in Circle Jerks was the original singer of Black Flag. But when I saw Black Flag, it was just nothing but the original guitar players.
Yeah,
Not
might as
the
well.
original
Put that in
guys.
Wolverine.
He went on to all spoken word and shit.
Yeah, I saw him do spoken word at CSUB.
Fucking weird, dude.
About 10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. He's always got his shirt all buttoned up too far and shit. All right, man. I am out of here. Oh, easy. Or less easy. Peace out. Thanks, Rob. Tighten the sphincter for Jesse.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.